Hey guys, my name is Scenic and welcome back to another episode of Woodville here in City Skylines 2, where last episode, guys, we created or started to create the brand new town to which we're flying over right now. And I asked you guys to give me some pretty sweet name suggestions for this, and you guys did not disappoint. We're going to be renaming this new town as well as fixing a bunch of issues that we're experiencing in this series so far. So if you are enjoying this series, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you get notified when more episodes do come out. And guys, I just want to say this right now. I appreciate all your suggestions and all your tricks and tips that are really going to help me solve a lot of the problems in today's episode. Now, I have been away the last week, so all the videos you've been watching the last week have been pre-recorded, so I haven't really been able to take in any of your guys' stuff into consideration with bulk recording. That's the only downside of going away. But I'm going to put all these into practice now, and I've got some really good things that we're going to be hopefully solving. So before we do anything then, the first thing is renaming this brand new town. Now, I built this last episode where we've got the highway that leads up, and the road continues to go through and then joins back up to the highway. And what I did was I built the town, then turned it into a normal road and created a bypassing road for the highway, just so all the traffic doesn't filter itself directly through the town itself. Now, I do appreciate everybody giving you those sweet name suggestions. But one person spotted something amazing. It's Asuka, and they noticed that the main street, and I can't believe this is hilarious, the main street is called Sycamore Street. And they said to basically name it after the main street, Sycamore. It's a tree, and I could not believe that the main road was called that, so appreciate it. Welcome to the town of Sycamore. So let me quickly create a district then. Now this will be very, very loosely created. There we go, there we go. I don't know whether to actually kind of make it go around. I'm going to probably bring it down here just for the sake of it kind of being created as a region. So there we go. And we're going to quickly rename it right now, if I can spell Sycamore correctly, because my spelling is not the best, boys. Sycamore. Now, I'm going to give you guys another suggestion as well. And if you want to leave a comment in the comment section down below, do appreciate it. But if we're calling this town Sycamore, should we rename it maybe something else, as in Sycamore Town, Sycamoreville, Sycamore Woods? You know, I'm going to give you guys the option to utilize the word Sycamore to create a variation that maybe we can update the town name in the next episode. But we're going to leave it like that. We are going to leave it like that right now because we have a bunch of stuff that we need to do. So that kind of then solves one of the issues, naming the town. The second one was the garbage. Now, a lot of you guys have been telling me recently that there's something missing with my garbage that I need to check out. It could be a potential 2 things that I need to kind of fix. One of them could be that my garbage budget is super low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this now back to its original 100%. Right, there we go. That might solve the issue I'm having with them not collecting. But the other issue it could be that you guys have been saying, and I don't know whether I can add it to this. I can't add it to this recycling center here. Where did I add the other recycling plant? Oh, all the way over here. There's a potential for me to add in the hazardous waste collection point. Is it that? I'm not sure if it's that. There's something else, I believe. It could be the incineration plant that does biohazard stuff. I could be completely wrong. I honestly could be completely wrong. But I'm just going to see what the budget does first. And if it's not that, it's the other one. It's what you guys have been saying. So hopefully that will solve those issues over there. Now, the next one is the train lines. We create this very, very interesting junction. I know a lot of you guys find it very, very interesting, this whole setup. But I like it. If I was to rebuild it from scratch, it would obviously look a whole lot different. But because we've kind of built it to the infrastructure, it makes you then design stuff differently to how you would normally do it. But I also said in last episode, should I now build a train station here? Because we see a lot of traffic going from Redwood to Redwood Port, as this is where the main bulk of people are working in the region. And this is where the main bulk of people are living. So it does put a lot of pressure and stresses in rush hour on this whole junction. Now, we have solved it in certain directions, but the whole going straight over and back again does get a little bit stress tested at times. And I asked you guys whether I should drop a train station here. Now, a lot of you guys did agree it's a great way in which we can kind of implement more public transport. But in doing so, it's made me realize something else. I don't need to combine all these lines as much as I am. I'm going to run double lines. And you may be thinking, Scenic, what are you talking about right now? Well, let me first build the train station. So we're going to pause. And for this whole series, we've been mainly using the French train stations, much to my dismay, and also the medium ones in the small areas. Now, what's good about these French ones is they have the double track system, or say double track, they have double platforms, so you can technically run 2 tracks coming out of it. And I'm going to kind of show you something right now real quick. If I just quickly delete you and you, I might as well delete that, push that back as well. And I'm going to build the station just off this area here, but it's all dependent on how big this station's going to be. So I could put it there. See, leading on that road is not a bad idea. A lot of this stuff is now going to have to be oofed slightly. So I reckon we're going to get rid of you, and you, and you. I'm actually going to run it off that parallel on that road. And it will be an alley-style road. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Right. There we go. And I'm not actually sure as well how parallel it is. But it is what it is. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. Right, apparently that's a 90 degree to the connection there. I'll be the judge of that. Right, snap to you. Snap to you. And I'm actually going to make it bend into this as well. Because I want as much connectivity to this road as possible. Because this now becomes a very, very important road for us. This becomes the road to the train station. Right, there we go. And then we bend you in. There we go. So that leads to all over there. I'll probably end up seeing myself create like a little walkable bridge going over to access this area for the train station. And I'm now just going to kind of figure out where I'm going to position it. So would this be the best option here? Actually, there's a road there stopping me from moving it a little bit further down. Right, let's try that again. I reckon I'm going to place it there. And see what happens next. So, I've got the train station in. Oh, where am I going? There we go. And it now allows me, because I did mention, should I run double train tracks along here to keep the cargo and the passenger lines separate? But then it made me question, actually, I can run double lines going all the way down to Redwood. And it would obviously make this junction a little bit more free. And I know you're still probably questioning what am I talking about right now, but just hold your horses, okay? Hold your horses. I'm going to delete this to here, delete you to there. So delete all of this. That's now gone. Delete you to there. So I know I'm about to undo all the hard work that I've just done in the last episode, but this should make things so much better for us. So bringing you out, and I'm going to bring it to there. And I've got to figure out as well, actually, what's the height we were working with? So if I bring it to again, bring it just to there, and then bring it up to a 10? Is the 10 too much too early on? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. We'll bring it to there. And I'll bring it to a 10. And then that will bend into this. This will bend into there. Right, you can kind of see how this is now all coming together. So grab you, and I'm going to run you down. Does it really matter where I run it down to? To there? Because I kind of want it to be, well, I wouldn't say identical, but you know what I mean? Yeah. That kind of works. That kind of works. Now, that one bends into this. That one bends into there. Now, you're probably wondering, well, then how do you crisscross them? Well, we could do double slips or a variation of a double slip on the 2 sets of the train tracks here. So if I bring this back down, and now I want to create my glorious connection. So that is a 75... No, 71 by 70. Now, it doesn't like it because of the elevation change. I'm just wondering if I can now slightly bring this up. Okay, it doesn't like this at all. Now, I might delete back a bit further and try and keep with some form of an elevation change. It's never normally going to work out great. And where's the snap? It's about there. So bringing you out. So... Oh, I forgot to raise it. I forgot to raise it, boys. I do apologize. Right. Are you going to raise up? Right, that will do. That will do. Let me delete that rogue bit of tree there. So that is the rail line that then merges off into the industrial area. So we will share it to a certain degree, but it enables us to kind of crisscross with a whole lot more ease. Oh, actually, I've just realized the different elevation in both of these. So where's my move it tool? There we go. Raise you up. And let me just get to a kind of vantage point to which I can see them being similar heights. I think that's about right, isn't it? So you've got the, I mean, would you class that as a double slip, even though it's only on 2 sets of train tracks? Maybe, maybe. Now, can I perform a variant of this here? Hold on, I'm on the bendy wendy. Put you there. And you there. Does this need to be anarchied? Ooh, that's going to look terrible, isn't it? Can you not do like a double slip variant like this in City Skylines? I mean, I've been using them quite a bit lately in Transport Fever 2. Ta-da! I don't think it's going to work out as great as you assumed it would. Or it could legit be that I'm just way too high on this. Right, I'm not going to play around too much of it right now because I want to get other stuff done. Let me just now kind of create a level playing field here with the terrain. So I'm going to bring that a little bit out, bring that a little bit out as well. And let me now just... No, I don't want to delete it. But one side is higher than the other. Right, anyway, we're going to come back to that because I don't want to spend too much time trying to fine-tune it when I don't need to. Right, delete that to there. And then we're going to make this kind of now bend all the way around. So where's the bend on this? So the bend taking place is just there. So it's an 81 by an 82. Now, is that the right height? Kind of and kind of not. But that's okay because we can play around with it. Right there, there. That will do. That will do for me right there. And then obviously this is going to bend in. So grab this now. Actually might... What is the height on this, by the way? Because that is like another serious question we've got to go with. So let's keep it to a 10. And is that now... This might need to go a little bit higher. No, we'll keep it to a 10. Let's not mess around too much. So 50 odd by a 56. Right, let's just run it like that. The move it tool can play around with heights and whatnot. So that kind of then runs simultaneously together. Very good, very good, very good. Now, I don't think I'll do the old crissy-crossy there because we were on one passenger line coming through this way, another passenger line going through that way, and then we can kind of just create like a single slip or whatever, wherever we kind of then need it. So let me just get the line set up to where this station is connected to said line, and then we'll get the stuff all back up and running before we extend going further down. So I've got to decide where is best for us. So if that's running on the outside... Would we have then another train line on the inside? The question would be yes, but, big but right now, it's going to be way too close, isn't it? It's going to be way too close. So does that then become the outer one? Or do I run a secondary one alongside it here? So if I utilize this, and is running them this close too much? Because looking at the space between these, you would arguably kind of want the same space, wouldn't you? So we might have to anarchy this. So if I built that there, is that space identical to that space? Well, I suppose it wouldn't really matter, if I'm to be completely honest with you. I suppose it wouldn't really matter. Now, if I come off the station here on an instant bend, that instant bend would take place at a oh, that's the wrong one. A 158 by a 160. Do you know what? We'll take the 160. And if I then do this way and straight in. Ooh. Don't tell me this is going to plan, boys. Nice. Nice. Now, granted, we'll have to do some connections leading elsewhere. Can I run this up without it causing me any issues? So, almost. I could anarchy it through. So, I'll anarchy it to the road itself. And then keep it going. So we'll turn the anarchy off now. So keep this going until the point of said bend, which I might just bring it to here. There we go. So that now runs simultaneously down. We've got double train tracks on the go. And obviously this is where it kind of now slightly changes. Okay, we want to slightly change how it now kind of enters into this area. So in a way, we're still going to get it to run into this as 2, okay? But the one side is the line that kind of then disappears off and runs on the cargo line. So I've got to do this without it kind of being influenced with its alignment. So bring you to there. So we're not really taking any cargo anywhere else at the minute. So I'm going to delete you. I'm going to delete you, delete you, delete you. And then run these down to where they would naturally bend. So I'm going to bring you to there. And bring you to there. And run you up to there. So granted, you could argue the gap there between the lines is bigger than the gap here, but it doesn't really matter. At this moment in time, it doesn't really matter. So, getting this all situated now. There we go. There we go. So that now runs all the way in and down. So we can have both lines coming to this point. I won't do anything there because I don't know how far it's going to go. They do stop at that station. One goes this way, one goes that way. And that's a way in which we can kind of then split it all up so they're separated. And I want to do the same thing running it down all the way here as well. Double lines. It takes a lot of pressure off the lines themselves. But I can also reroute cargo trains if I needed to on the passenger lines separate to the other lines, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So my train lines coming in, right? We've got a line that goes all the way down to here. And, but we don't have a line that goes all the way from that way in. Now, is that something that I did, or I think it might be. Actually, how many lines did I create? I've literally forgotten how many lines I've created. So we've got train line 1, which is the orange line, which is, hold on. The line that goes from outside all the way down to downtown Redwood. So it goes to Cherbury, okay? So if I rename this one, just so we know, it's Cherbury to downtown Redwood. There we go. We got there in the end. We got there in the end, boys. And then the green line is... And then we've got a blue line. Does the blue line go out? It does. That goes to Sycamore, right? Yeah. So if I just quickly copy this and put it on the blue line. So Cherbury to Sycamore. There we go. And then we've got this green line. Now, I think the green line, what that was meant to do... Actually, what does that line do? Get rid of you, get rid of you, so I can see it. That green line starts here, goes down, turns in to there to go back this way. Oh, I think it's because it's on the set of train tracks that it's on. So if I was to switch this, hold on. For example, how do I switch it? Oh, I've got to be on the right tool. To there, I don't think it then makes the detour, does it? No. And that's the line it runs here. So, because it's going to run the outer, I'm going to put this on the outer line. Now, I don't have the ability for this to kind of cross over. And it's a shame I don't have like another platform on this side. It's not an upgrade you can add to it, is it? No. But I'm going to make that run on the separate line. But more importantly, right, these lines coming through, for example, this line as well. That's the other downside. I just realised now. I don't have the platform on the other side. That's got 3. That's got 2. Is that the one that I should have had? It's got the platforms either side, isn't it? It's a bit bigger and deeper. Maybe that's the one that I should have gone with. But I think it only works on this station, if I'm being completely honest with you. So if I now quickly just delete you. Okay, delete you, delete you, delete you. And we went and placed... And what's that one there? It's the European Central one. Now, it is a bigger station. So I'm thinking right now, if I just drop those in there, that will delete there, delete you there. And throw this now in. Right, I'm going to have to anarchy it in. Just so I haven't got to remove too much of the other stuff. So put you in there. And does that run smoothly and directly in? Right, turn the anarchy off. It technically doesn't. So I'm going to delete you. Delete you. Delete, 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 delete. Delete, 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 delete. And redo it all. Right, I'm not going to make you watch this. Let me just update this. Now I know what we're doing. And then we'll get back on it. Right, so I've done some work. And what I've done is, from this station in downtown Redwood right now, it splits into 2. As it travels up, we got the little switch over there. We now got double tracks going on the interchange, which works out really well. Apart from, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how that's kind of happened. Let me quickly fix that, boys. Let me quickly fix that right now. So if I just take a little notch out there, run this going back, and then run the train line from this point. Let me get rid of anarchy. Anarchy always causes issues, and it's one thing I keep... Actually, I might need anarchy on here. Right, there we go. Where was we? So double train tracks there. It switches there and switches back out. Lines are running separate, so that left side goes all the way to Pipe Mills and then on the way to Derby. The right side then continues to the brand new station, which I'm going for the double central one here. I mean, I could have kept it small with the other one, but I'm going to go for a slightly larger one here because it is a big worker area and it feels a bit more industrialized and whatnot. And then continues into 2 all the way down to here. So if I now go to be able to view the other lines, actually we got the green one viewed right now, so this will be quite easy to see what's going on. It starts there, in downtown Redwood, goes all the way up, switches over to the 2 passenger lines. We're going to use this as a bypassing route there if we bring cargo down. Stops there, turns up over to here, through there, on the right-hand platform of this one, and then continues all the way down to Sycamore. So, that's great. That does exactly what I need to do. Then we've got that's the green one, by the way. So, that is downtown. Okay, we still have it. So, we'll call it Sycamore. Sycamore to downtown Redwood. We know exactly what that one's going to be doing. So, then we take a look at the blue one. Well, let me get rid of these ones here. The blue one should be, which I don't think we can now see it because I might have kind of broken some stuff. So go to the lines now. It goes to here. Oh, you can see it. It's just a very, very light blue. So that starts in Sycamore, going down here. It should now be able to stop off at both of these platforms here on the way through. Continues to go around. Stops off there and there, perfect, goes round, stops off there and there, and then goes all the way to, like I said, to Cherbury. There we go. That one's done. So now it's the orange one. So the orange one might now be the issue, I think, unless we're all good. That comes into here, into there, comes down this way, and we're going to keep it on the right-hand side. So the only time the 2 lines share on this is at this station, and then that should then terminate on that right hand side there. Perfect. So I think we're all good. So let me see where I can view all of these. Them train stations are then all good. So like I said, because we don't have the extra platform there, I might have to go into the version of the Steam Workshop, the Paradox mods, whatever it is, just to see if I can find like a nicer platform that has like something on both sides, this small as well. But it shares there, which is not the end of the world. I mean, I could set it up where it goes on this one side on the one, or does it both? There's nothing stopping me make it do both stops on the one side there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Coming all the way in, so that's all now set up. So theoretically, I could go into play mode and then we're back to normal, but there is a few little issues because I have kind of changed the type of road. So I'm gonna bring you, can I bring you straight in like that? How does that look? That's actually not too bad. It's like a continuation of the road going, which is really good. Because we have got rid of some of the stuff, I might need to place in some new zoning. Now this is important because I want to create like a walkable overpass so people getting off the station here can access this area over there. We also do have the bus route that comes through, and there's 2 stops there for the buses. I don't know whether to kind of, can I add like, no, I don't think this has like station services you can add in, nor can I make the bus come in and do any stops at all. Is that a bit too far down now if I put the stops there and there instead? Move you there. Oi, get over here. And then you here. And then delete that and that. So it's more directly outside of the train station. Just to make life a little bit more easier. And then we're going to create a walkable overpass. So pathways. And I'll base it off this one. That's completely fine. So bring this up, not by a 10. We'll do a 7.5. So bring you up to there. Is that... I think the 7.5 is too high. I think we should kind of keep it to like a 5. There's no need for them to walk up such an incline, if I'm being completely honest with you. So from there to a 5. Now I'm going to bridge it directly over, and I want it to kind of reach down to here. So at this point, I want to be on the ground as that makes its way all the way over. But more importantly, we create a little connection just there. So do I upgrade that to have some form of a shelter? Maybe. Is it worth me slightly dropping you down for more of an arched going over? Potentially. That does look a lot better. And do I do a pedestrian covered bridge on this bit and this bit? just to protect them from the highway going over. It does look a lot better. So I'm now into play mode. Allow the game to now reconfigure itself and understand what's going on. The connection for the industrial route is there, so the industrial line will only share here. I will add an extra slip in here and there when we do come to do the industrial lines themselves. And I'm going to have a little fast forward now just to kind of see how this now all unfolds. So what this does, it alleviates hopefully a bit more pressures in Redwood Port, because now all of a sudden they have a dedicated stop. I think all my landscaping has slightly messed up the water. Is it moving back over the water? Or have I kind of made it go up too much? So level terrain. Yeah, I maybe have made that go up a little bit too much. We'll quickly solve that. There we go for the water. So fingers crossed we do see less vehicles now in rush hour, as all of a sudden it's more enticing to now take public transport. That's the exciting bit all about this. So the trains are going to now reconfigure themselves because they've been now caught up. They're in different directions. I've changed stuff so many times. And hopefully, once they figure stuff out, they'll start seeing people walking across the bridge, as the train station is now more connected than it's ever been, which is really good to see. I'm wondering whether it also makes sense to create a walkable bridge going over there, so they haven't got to, you know, go over the roundabout. It could be a possibility. I'll see how it kind of ticks along first, because it could be a good idea. It could also be a bad idea. I don't know. But that enables us now to be a little bit more fluid, a little bit more efficient, and move along a bit further as well. What's going on over here now? So I still actually don't know how you're meant to empty a graveyard. Can anyone let me know in the comment section down below, please? I feel stupid that I just don't know how to do it. Anyway, there we go. There we go. So we'll give it time for them to figure out. Now, another thing that I wanted to take a look at some point is also creating more walkability from Redwood to the port area. For people who don't want to utilize public transport, maybe they want to cycle to work or walk to work in the game, I can make life a little bit more easier for them. Now, there is some interesting stuff going on with the road here. I think the road needs to... What have I selected there? Kind of conform a bit better to the landscaping. And use the softening brush. I don't think there's much I can kind of do in reality without causing any more chaos than I need to. But do I put buildings along the side here? A few more offices. Okay, I don't think that's too bad, providing we get the trees in. So big, beautiful oak trees. Because now we've got space. Now, I do have to kind of technically now redo it all. And we've got greenery in the station. Which, you know what that means, boys? I have the freedom to plant some trees. So these are like natural sound barriers. For the station at the same time. There we go. And I did have to redo and rejig a bunch of that. So we can see a lot of vehicles now making their way over this area, as they're all now figure out which lane they've got to be in. But once they've sorted that out, they've got the freedom to ultimately move. So this is rush hour in the morning now, is what we are now seeing. Rush hour in the morning. Are people walking across our bridges yet? Are we seeing? Yeah. So a bulk of them there either means they got off on a train or they got off on a bus, which is really handy. Trains coming in left, right. Is that a rogue tree just there? It is. There we go, boys. There we go. So yeah, this is the rush hour in the morning, which is not as bad. Granted, it still looks pretty backed up here, but they've got to figure out which I mean, that's not causing me issues, is it? Is having that there causing me issues? Whoa! I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. No. Can I move this? It's not the best. I might have to kind of change that, but what's making them decide that this is the crossover point for what lane they need to be in? I'm not particularly too sure. But they move anyway. They've got the freedom. But I'll sort this out. I might make it go a little bit sooner rather than later. But I've definitely broken something now, haven't I? Oh no. I've definitely broken something. Right, has that fixed it? Has it? I don't know what I've done right now, but somehow I've managed to break the train tracks. Which lead to over here. Oh, boys. When will I learn? Is the question, right? When will I learn? Right, delete you to there, and we'll do it manually. All this for a couple of train tracks. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Right. Ooh, hello. Get rid of you. Right, let's try that one again. Is there like a tiny bit? Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, there's like a tiny bit there stopping us from doing anything. Right, keeping this straight. And what we're saying is 7.5. Sounds reasonable. And then I'm wondering if it's probably better to run that to there. And then if I snapped you in here, does that solve my issues again? Yeah, it solves my issues. We're back in business. It looks a little bit better on the bend. La-dee-da. La-dee-da, he says. La-dee-da. So, we'll have to give that time right now to see how it changes things. I would argue the garbage stuff has not been fixed. I don't know whether it's something I can maybe add to this then. So we've got the garbage truck depot, the hazardous waste collection point, process at higher speeds. Now, the other options I've got that I have not placed down is an incineration plant or the industrial waste one. Toxic waste. It's to do with toxic waste, isn't it? So I don't have anything here that I can add anything to for toxic waste. And a lot of you guys maybe said that in a couple of episodes ago that that might be the issue. So I gotta unlock this anyway to unlock this. Now let me just place the one. Oh my goodness, it's actually quite a big building, isn't it? Let me just place this down. Oh, where do I pull it? I mean, wherever I pull it, it's gonna destroy some trees anyway. So let me just put this here. Now, this has extra incinerator, depot, storage extension. Not what I'm after. Oh, my beautiful trees are gone. So, is it this then? Is this what I'm after? The industrial waste processing site thingy, majig, imbob, maybe boot there. Let me just throw this somewhere. Actually, let me just put it here. So, I'm going to put this here. Okay. And see if this solves the issues. And I remember a lot of you guys saying that I need something industrial for the garbage. And see if it then does collect from over there. I'll put it over there just for now. Just so it's out the way. And we'll see. We will see. So I would like to see in rush hour them all going home. I'm going to assume a lot of them are still going to want to utilize the vehicles anyway. But will we see a lot more people now? Yeah, look at that. There's people walking towards the bridge, which is good to see. Yeah, Do you reckon it's worth me creating a dedicated slippy slip road? But then again, they're going to get caught up here anyway. I could drop a small little roundabout there. Should we see what the roundabout situation would be like now if I had it in? Alright, throw you in. Hopefully keep the flow going. But an overpass would also be great. That keeps the traffic flowing in multiple directions. Do you know what? I don't think it's still... I won't say bad, because I know it's rush hour. This is what we expect. This is what we should expect. I don't think it's particularly bad. But I think it's actually a lot better with our train stations now implemented. It is 100% a lot better, but there is still a lot of work I need to do. That's a little bit too low, isn't it? Can I raise you up? No? I would never understand, truly never understand, how the game's move it tool ultimately works. I think that should have kind of continued and then turned in this way rather than going around the outskirts. But that's how infrastructure works. That's just simply how the infrastructure is going to work. I think it's a big improvement. I do think it's a big improvement. The other alternative is to make it more walkable than what it's been in the past. That in itself is a very interesting concept. I'm going to quickly just fine-tune this. Because there is, believe it or not, a little path behind. And is this something, there we go, that we could maybe take advantage of? So if we've got a path there. So if I bring you to there. One memento, boys. One memento. Now that connects there. And I don't know if it fully connects there. I'm not particularly too sure. And let me see if I can create. So if I deleted this strip here, a little walkable overpass here as well. Because I've never really utilized this train station, so I don't know the full ins and outs of what we're able to do with it. So if I go up then by a 5... Oh, I made that a bit too close, haven't I? Does it matter? Okay, we've got a nice little design for the funsies. Now, we can't fully see it that well because of the trees in the way. So we'll utilize the move it tool now. Just to reposition some trees, I'll put you there instead. Move you over. Move you over. Now, it'll be interesting to see if the trains and people getting off this side can walk that way. Although it is a little bit long-winded at the moment for us to see anything happening. I'm waiting for a train to come the opposite way. I might be waiting a while. I might be waiting a while. Because the idea would be to also create another walkable area over here and then run the path along and then whatnot. I'm trying to experiment with something. Right, when's the next green train coming in? There it is there. Like I said, I don't think it will drop people off here and then make them walk this way when walking at the front is the quicker option. But it was an idea, it was a concept. I don't know if that's classed as connecting Ultimately, I don't know. I don't know. I want to be able to create walkability around this area. So let's play around with some ideas. So first and foremost, because I wanted to create, and I've mentioned this in the past before, is a nice like walkable area which kind of then feels like you're going for like a park area. So if I ran that, because we're gonna have like a road, a path walking around the outskirts. Where's the arch? The arch is there. So you got to favour pedestrians half the time. Alright, I'm going to aim for there. So if I raise this up by a 5 and then go straight. How have I managed that? Because that now doesn't feel right. Because I was going to run alongside here. Unless we do a complex bend. And then I can have something going across this way to approach there. And I was hoping, with a little bit of landscaping, I could work something out here. But that's, like, again, easier said than done with the way that this... Oh, no, actually, no. It could be that I just need to upgrade you and you, and maybe you? Or should I do the raised walls? Or none? Like that. Because I can play around with the heights anyway. And then do the same for this. No, I don't think that makes sense. Oh, no, because the land underneath is elevated. So if I did that to these, and then that is now slightly elevated, raise it slightly up, and now I've got walkability. Oh, this is a... I love it when a plan comes together. So, make this first go straight. I'm going to do the simplest of bends there. Bam. 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 And I'm going to come off a connection there to a connection there. And it creates a nice path. Now, there will be many more connections to this path, don't get me wrong. Many, many more connections to it. I'll have to make it a lot more prettier and all that jazz. There's somebody just walked across it, so they can access this side of the platform with relative ease. I think they just went there and hopped up there, which is kind of weird. I'll make that eventually walk around as well. But it gives us an opportunity to basically have an alternative route. So I just need to make sure every so often on a junction we add that additional connection. And make this as walkable as we can. So every person now walking it is one less person to either use public transport or obviously use a vehicle. Pedestrians are our friends. As annoying as they are, they can be our friend. Right, I'm just playing with the heights of this. It's a never-ending battle. You're always going to be fighting something. You're always going to be fighting something. Well, I don't think that's too bad. That's making sure we have all levels of infrastructure, all possible options catered for, to give us the most amount of efficiency as we can. All that for one man and his dog. But it's a start, okay? It is a start. And hopefully it's a start that we can take advantage of. Right. Next episode, I'll finalize some of the rest of the path stuff. Make it a bit more appealing to utilize it. That's definitely helped us out. We now have additional infrastructure in place for public transport, and we are seeing more and more people utilizing it, which is great. Where's that random person there walking to? I do not know. I don't know. Oh! Are they walking all the way down to this junction? Okay, I didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming in. But yeah, we'll have more crossovers and whatnot. People are utilizing it, using the trains, which is good to see. See the amount of passengers we've also got as well. There's obviously one going to be on more than the others because of the certain area that it's in. But I think I have a little bit more confidence now in being able to start building in Sycamore, because this infrastructure hopefully is going to be okay. That's all I can say. So, traffic is still there, but it's a lot less than what it was. And I think that is a success. So, alternative options from that then is just adding maybe a few additional roads that go to different places, but also trying to keep on top of what we've just done with the walkability for the pedestrians, add a few more trees to make it a nice scenic route. And I think we're onto something. We're definitely onto something. Guys, we're going to end it here right now. I know this is very heavily invested around this one train station, but we've got some big ideas in the future. And guess what? The garbage issue was fixed. So we'll have to make sure that we reposition this industrial waste processing site somewhere else. Somewhere else. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So goodbye.